Hello everybody and welcome to another How To Tuesday. Today, another kind of theory lesson. We're going to learn how to find all the chords up the neck of your guitar. How to Tuesday. So one common problem that all new guitarists have is that they can't play any chords outside of the open position. Open chords are great for newcomers. E, G, C, D, they're all in the open position. They use a lot of open strings. Now what happens when you want to take the next step in playing the guitar? You want to move up the guitar to play different chords. And this is where the CAGED system comes in. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to use the CAGED system to find chords up the neck of the guitar. Okay, so a little bit of theory. The CAGED system, or CAGED, refers to all the open chords. C, A, G, E, and D. Okay, those are 5 chord shapes. We'll call them shapes from now on because it's easier to refer to them as shapes that we can use up the guitar to find different chords. First example is the G chord. The G chord can be played in the open G shape here, but it can also be played in the E shape somewhere else here. It can be played in the C shape up here. It can be played in the D shape here. And it can be played in the A shape here. You see how C, A, G, E, and D refers to the shapes of the chords that I'm playing the G chord in. Does that make sense? So let's take an example of the G chord, okay? The regular open G chord is in the G shape here. Now what happens if you want to play a G chord up the neck of the guitar? We're going to have to use a different shape or one of the other CAGED shapes to play the G chord up the neck of the guitar. From last week, we need to know where our G notes are on the guitar. And we use one of those as our root note. So for instance, we'll look for the G note on the 5th string. And we learned that from last week, it's up here. Now we need to use that note as the root note of our chord using, let's try the CAGED system, the C shape. So we make a C shape here, basically moving the C up 10 frets. Also, we need to pretend that one of our fingers is a capo. I know this sounds a little bit crazy, a little bit out there, but roll with me for now. So we're making a C shape with these 3 fingers and a capo shape with this finger here. And that is your G chord using the C shape, okay, using the CAGED system. Okay, what other shapes can we use to play a G? Using the same root note, which is here, 10th fret on your 5th string, you can play the A shape, which is basic bar chord. Okay, that is another way of playing a G chord using the CAGED system, the A shape. So you've got the C shape, and you've got the A shape. Now the G shape is the regular, because it's a G chord, you've got the open, you can't play it in a G shape anywhere else on the guitar other than beyond the 12th fret, which we're not going to look at. Next is the E shape. Now how to play a G chord using the E shape. This one's pretty simple. We're going to use the root note again on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. This is your G note. And it's just like a regular bar chord for G. That's your E shape. If you look at this shape here, which is E, you move it up 3 frets and use your index finger as a capo again. Bar it all the way across. That is your E shape G chord. I hope that makes sense. And the last one in the CAGED system is the D shape. So we're looking for a G chord using the D shape. But for this, we're going to look for a root note on the 4th string. And the 4th string G note is here on the 5th fret. Okay? So using that as your root note, you basically move your D shape up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets, and then you bar all the way across, and you play it like a D. Okay, this is a tricky one because it's not really easy to play or to get your D shape in with these little fingers here, as well as fretting all the way across like this with your index finger. But it is useful to know that you can play your G shape in 5 different ways. Up and down the guitar. So that's how you do it with the G chord and applying the CAGED system to play up and down the guitar. You can do it to all the chords. Say for instance E. E is here, you can play it here, you can play it here, you can play it here, and so on. I use this all the time in my interpretations where I'm playing a chord up the neck of the guitar. People ask, how do you find a chord that's up the neck of the guitar? This is how I do it. I didn't learn the CAGED system, but I learned how to apply it, and I kind of learned it by figuring it out myself. So why not go ahead and try and figure out where all the other chords are up the neck of the guitar, like C, D, try and figure them out, try and find out where all the A chords are using the CAGED system and all those different shapes. It is quite tricky. Like last week I showed you where all the notes, or we could figure out all the notes were. Just work on that, work on finding your root notes, where all the A notes are, and using those notes as a root to a chord. I hope that does make sense. And if not, leave some questions down in the comments section. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who will help each other out. Thanks for watching this extended version, or this proper theory lesson of How To Tuesday. Click the thumbs up button if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye for now.